Whipta if I refuse to give my mother and sister money. For a bit of context, my mother has been an alcoholic pretty much my whole life. My parents both divorced because of this. During COVID, I moved to my father's house, which I said was because I didn't want to come home from school and potentially give my grandmother COVID, who lived with us at the time. However, it was actually because I would come home and she'd already be drunk and starting fights. For half of my teenage years I didn't really have much of a relationship with her because I thought it would be better for me after all of the trauma she caused during my childhood, but every now and then she would still message me asking for money. Bear in mind, I was about 15 years old and the money I would be borrowing her would be my own Christmas and pocket money. Then, once I got my first job, her requests for money got more frequent to the point where she would message me 2 to 3 times a month. She still asks me for money, even when she knows I'm a struggling university student living on instant noodles. My sister and I were pretty close throughout my childhood as she essentially raised me when my mother was passed out on the couch from drinking all day. My sister then moved out of the house in 2022 to live with her boyfriend and we didn't speak as much after that. We do still have the occasional outing, but nowadays, I feel like the only time we really speak is when she wants to borrow money and not because she actually wants to know how I'm doing. She pretends to ask me how I'm doing to open up the conversation, then she goes straight to asking me for money. I'm not as resentful for lending her money because I know that it will go on stuff she actually needs. However, I did find out that she has just recently started smoking weed again, and I feel like she's asking me to lend her money so that she can afford to buy pot. What confuses me as well is that she lives with her boyfriend who also works, so I feel like it would make more sense for her to borrow money from her partner instead of asking me. I just feel like 2 grown adults who earn a wage, which should be enough to cover their bills and expenses, shouldn't be asking a 19-year-old who's struggling with money, to lend them the money I get from my student finances. I'm in a really uncomfortable situation because I feel like if I tell them straight up that I don't want to lend them money anymore, especially my sister, that they might take offense to it. I don't want my sister to end up cutting all contact with me because she was my best friend for a while, and I would happily lend her money in the past before I found out that she started smoking pot again.